Hello everyone, I hope you're ready for a blast of the past because I sure am. We're watching today as a bonus part for our Dean's Day Night commentary, the AnimeTV review of Fate's Stay Night, which is episode 7. Yes, this is going to be the best video quality I can find this in, because it was originally, you downloaded it to your iPod video back in the day, so yep, that's beautiful 240p. We're going to see people who you might know from the current anime industry in young baby forms, though at the time I didn't know. We're going to see some outdated ads for stuff. It's going to be, I'm sure, a wonderful time. So I don't need to count you down because we're watching it together, but I will in 3, 2, 1, play. See, this is the problem with embedding. I forgot there's also no subtitles. One of the problems with embedding, you know, a advertisement for a convention, because it's, you know, it's gone, long gone now. Also, that second one with the head down, that is, hey Johnny. So you might notice a few people here. Also, yes, I love this song. There he is, Keiji Tang. That is the modern voice of Archer, right? Like, so he moved on with this. Hosted by JYB. That's, I think, Laura Bailey. As for other people, I don't recognize many others. But, like, this is... Some of these people went on to stardom, though at this time, Johnny was already, right? But KG's gone on.
Johnny Young Bosch, and this is AnimeTV.
I love you, Johnny.
Welcome back to Stage 5 in lovely Burbank, California.
This made me want to go to Burbank as a kid.
Have been dubbed.
It really did.
Behold, the ATV crew.
So they do this every... Oh my god, his foot was in... What?
They hate what they hate.
Well, that explains some things for me.
Aisles,
So I watched this as a kid.
We're here to help you decide. Thank me later. Checks, large amounts, made out to Johnny Bosch. All right. If you haven't figured out how to review the show,
I think this was a pilot for an actual show.
Gotcha. I'll tell you more about that later. But first, anime.
There was a couple crossover stuff and like, oh, it's so weird hearing Johnny talk about Fate.
If you were one of 7 people with a chance to obtain the Grail, thus making your dreams come true. Welcome to Fate's Stay Night.
So I watched this as a kid.
Time to decide.
I watched this on my iPod in grade 6.
I'll do it. Give up, kid. From what you just showed me, it's quite possible.
Oh,
that
this
you
is
were the 7th?
I am Saber, your servant. I have come in response to your summons.
For some reason, despite watching this whole thing myself, I'm getting big flashbacks right now. Despite having watched the whole show of this. Maybe it's the 240p. It might be the 240p.
You sure went a long way fast.
Also, wow, we're just showing a ton of clips, huh? You can't escape Fate, hey.
So what'd you think?
This anime not only has an amazing opening, I love the music, I love the artwork of the show, but this anime is the king of the cliffhangers.
It's true.
It ends every episode.
Okay, you're not wrong. There were a lot of cliffhangers,
that you could possibly have, and I go, here we go, next episode, and then nothing happens.
Look at that big old box set. I kind of want that.
And Archer. I love that Archer.
Must I remind you of my class?
But Saber, oh.
KG not into Archer? That's kind of weird.
And she hasn't even shown her potential yet. I mean, we got places to go with this one.
But here's me. Actions speak louder than words, right? She does a lot of action. I'm down with Chang, you know, whether you can see it or not.
Oh man. Oh boy. Oh geez.
Her weapon is invisible.
And like blood on the sword, I'm down with that. However, I'm not into like
When did she do that?
She doesn't say anything. I want her to say something intelligent. I want her to say something.
This anime was actually based off of a hentai game, but here's what happened.
You're not wrong,
the plot was
KG.
so good, they were like, hey, let's skip the adult parts and make it into an anime.
But that was my problem, is the whole time I was watching it, I felt like I was watching a video game, that I'd rather be playing it than watching.
They had classes of servants.
Because
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I watched
yeah,
Ragnarok, the anime.
it's true.
It was the exact same thing. I'm like, this is not.
I would like to
it's just
play
not transposing well enough for me.
Fate Stay Night as a game.
Way more
That'd be a
interesting than
cool
Ragnarok,
anniversary title,
and
actually.
It had a lot more to it, and I loved some of the characters, but it just, I don't think could handle itself as an anime.
One of the best parts of the anime is, I think, the character design. I mean, they're also, they're all drawn so well, their costumes, I mean, it just makes you...
I kind of like the way they use the shadows,
Yeah.
too, you know? It's the shading. It's not like a bright thing.
Young baby
like,
KG here is
foggy,
so
it's like-
bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and he was always my favorite. And I remember tweeting to him about watching this, and he's like, "Man, you've been with me from the start." And I'm like, "Oh, I love you, KG Tang."
It's like the
Yeah,
style,
pretty to
stylized
watch,
a
I
little
mean.
bit.
It's very
Beautiful,
artistic, very well done.
Ilya must die. I hope she gets it in the third. Ilya's voice.
Oh my
it's
god,
that-
dude. I don't like Jonathan anymore.
And I know that that's a staple crop for the little child, you know, the little girl that's the demonic possessed or whomever, but it's like, it grates, I'm just like, it's a cheese grater, and here's my mind, and it's going like this, and it's eating me up, like Ilya drives me up a wall.
Kind of didn't like Shiro either. I mean, as a character, he's fine, but
That's
the American dub
really
just didn't do it for me.
ironic
I
from
love
you,
Saber, I love
KG.
pretty much everyone else's voice. It's just kind of, you know, Ilya and Shiro.
Well, I think Shiro's great because, I mean, who he is so noble, but at the same time so weak.
When it comes to being a
Okay.
modest,
I agree with
no
that.
talent at all.
He's kind of that
I thought
mixture
his
there.
voice is fitting for that. He seems very weak and very fragile, but at the same time, he's so noble.
I don't mind Sam Riegel as Shiro.
Pissed me off so much, and I think really tainted the series for me was how they just twisted and mutilated the King Arthur legend.
No, but I love it.
Oh, the whole Holy Grail.
I thought it fit. I mean, I thought
But
it
they
worked.
could do some research
Well,
if
no, the
they're
thing
gonna make
is, it's
A
not
little
the
bit.
mythology that they want to get across. It is
The
a
concept.
cool idea.
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
concept,
concept.
and they ran with it, and that's what is
This
good
is
about
great
it.
because I sit there and I go, okay, I think this is Joan of Arc. I think this, you know what? And I just love
Because you're a history buff.
Because I'm a history buff, and I love it.
I didn't
And
know that
just-
about you.
Yeah, I am, you know.
Something new.
Now you
All
know.
right,
And so,
Jonathan.
you know,
It'd
I
be
just love
weird
try
to
figure
not
out
know
these
that
things
she's
for
King
myself.
Arthur,
It
but
makes
at
it
this
very
time that
personal.
wouldn't be well known.
All right, they're gonna keep talking, and we're gonna keep trying to pay our
Oh
rent.
boy, ready
Stay
for a
tuned.
commercial
We'll be right
break?
back.
Oh, these are going to be out-of-date commercials.
AnimeTV Top 5 Countdown.
Hey, Steve Bloom.
This week's category, game-based anime.
Okay.
Number 5, Gungrave.
It has an
Number
anime?
4, Fate Stay Night.
Yeah, we're in
Number
there.
3, Dot Hack.
Yeah,
Number
it's
2,
technically.
Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Oh boy.
The number 1
Oh, that is not
game-based
aged well.
anime. Right after
Oh,
this.
that's not aged well. If that's number 2, okay, I do have episodes of the second half coming up in like 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be
Watch all
Pokemon at
the
number
anime
1.
you want without having to buy a thing.
Oh, this.
Find the web's largest selection of
That's
anime
not a real
available for
thing.
rental at rentanime.com.
That's not a thing. That's never been a thing. It's gonna be
ATV's
Pokemon.
number 1
It's gonna be
game-based
Pokemon.
anime is Street Fighter.
Okay. Sure.
I love
I
the
guess.
show, but the story, it's like playing a game with a little kid who makes up the rules as he goes. And he's like, oh, now I
Oh,
win
I
this way.
disagree.
I'm like,
Well,
dude,
then again, I'm
it's
thinking
not
about the visual novel, right?
That's what this is like.
The story, though, was cool because in him learning about the Grail Wars, Shiro, that he gets along with Rin, and they're supposed to be mortal enemies. Like, in the end, they figure it out, like, we're supposed to be enemies. Like, that's only told in the first 4 episodes, so it's not a spoiler.
This is bad. That thing's way out of our league.
But it's like those two, you know, ended up being friends and helping each other in the beginning of it. So I want to know where that goes.
But
I
at the
want to
same,
know.
but at the same time, they have to collide.
Without
Yeah, they're gonna have
spoiling
to.
the actual story, I can't. Let's just say Archer and Shiro, like that. All right, you'll see. Just watch.
I only care
Oh.
about putting an end to these Grail Wars as quickly as possible.
KG
And you
just
think you can
revealing
do this
plot
without losing a
threads.
single
Wow.
But
I
it
can't
just seems like
say
it's
anything.
too predictable as to where it's going for me. I mean,
Well,
there's
yeah.
7 of them, okay? So obviously he's gonna have to fight the other 6.
Yeah.
And I know what's
Like
gonna
I said,
happen.
it's not so
He's
much a
gonna
story
fight
than
them,
a
and then he's
scenario
gonna
that's
win,
been set up
and
from
then
the
he's gonna fight
beginning.
another one, and then he's gonna win, and then we're gonna get to the end to the last one, who will probably be the
What's
girl,
wrong with it being predictable?
you know, and
But
it's like,
it's
oh,
also you
well,
could be
there's a surprise.
wrong.
Like I haven't even seen
You
it.
know what
and
the great
I
thing
can
about
guess
that is, yeah, you could guess that, but we'll find out.
it. No, I
As
don't
we
need to
watch
find
it.
out.
Because
I don't
then
need
as
to
you
find
gotta
out.
watch it, it's one of those.
Let's see what the fans across the states think of Fate
Oh,
Stay
let's
Night.
see. Oh,
This
that's such a
action-packed
weird
anime
sentence.
receives an 8.5 for animation, an
Oh my
8.4
God.
for story,
an 8.4 for voice acting performances.
Where are you getting these
and
numbers
an
from, Johnny?
8.1 for soundtrack. Let's take a closer look at what
Soundtrack
you
is the
guys thought.
lowest?
Love it, hate it.
No way. No way.
Dylan Not Killin' from Waxhaw, North Carolina, gave it a 9 for animation, 9 for story, 8 for the performances, and a 10
for soundtrack. Yeah, that deserves it.
Dylan,
Oh, look at this
Not
flash
Killin'
animation.
said, you may have heard a story about the Holy Grail, but it sure wasn't anything like this. Fate Stay Night is an amazing anime about a boy that learns to use his powers for justice.
I mean, you're not wrong, that is what
from
it's about.
Binghamton, New York, gave the animation an 8, a 4 for story, 6 for the voice acting performances, and a 6 for the soundtrack.
Oni-sama E said, with rather basic relationships, a lack of meaningful dialogue, and a plot with clear-cut enemies with almost no redeeming qualities, this story fell short of any spectacular moments.
That's a
And
weird
the
thing to do.
final
Get
overall
a
score for Fate Stay Night
get a
is 8.4.
a review of someone who loves it and a review of someone who hates it. I mean, I guess.
This is Underexposed.
Oh God, I'm getting so many flashbacks.
Swordsman in charge of a huge group of samurai.
What are you doing, Yajiro?
Listen to this audio.
We'll retreat and regroup.
Now you're on the
Whoa,
run,
wait.
you need a place to hide.
By any chance, have you seen a young samurai
Is
with
that-
a long sword on his back?
You hide in a hot springs, pressed against the ample bosom of a beautiful blonde.
Oh man.
They're gone now.
You just entered the world
So
of
I watched Grenadier.
the Senshi of Smuts.
I watched this review when I was like in grade 6, and I was like, wowie wow, anime is my future.
Wait a minute, no!
This has nothing to do with Fate anymore, but I think, don't they do a full review of Grenadier later, maybe? I could be wrong. This anime is known for one thing, which is this.
Why don't you just
I
get
thought
outta
that
here
was
before
rad.
you get yourself hurt?
Also, hey, Sam Riegel.
Grenadier follows Yachan as he loses the battle to save his lord from a group of gunners.
We'll never win.
Along the way, he finds our heroine, Tendo Rushina.
The name's Rushina Tendo. It's nice to meet you.
A senshi, or enlightened in the way of guns. Now, Tendo Rushina packs not only a really cool 6-shooting revolver, but she also has a huge heart.
No, I don't have
That
any
joke
money, but
floored me as a
I do
kid.
have a
I
smile.
remembered
See,
that
Tendo
joke
Rushina
from all
likes to
this
defeat
time.
her enemies with her smile, making them lose the will to fight.
Do you know what the ultimate battle strategy is? To eliminate the enemy's will to fight without fighting them.
God, I wanted all the DVDs that they did on Anime TV. And it's, oh man, that when I saw that shot there, I was like, wow,
And together, all
anime is beautiful. This
Senshi.
Anime TV was very formative for me because
the armored cloth warrior
just
Ice.
seeing what anime is from all this, you get a lot of variety from the Anime TV there.
The welding wild dance senshi Fuka Shirato.
See, all of this I thought was so rad.
Hakobi Shinoshi. Against me, those things are nothing more than toys.
This action-adventure comedy has really cool gunfights and sword fights, and also has what I believe to be the coolest gun reloading sequence in all of anime. You see, when Tendo Rushina wants to reload her gun, she spins really fast, bullets come flying out of her chest, fly through the air.
That's
and
so
spins
rad
really
still.
quickly in, right to the
That's
chin.
actually so cool. I'm sorry, people will probably think that's horrible. That is so
Grenadier,
cool
now
still.
consider yourself exposed.
Bunny, 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 bunny tail. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Spin, 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 spin. And
Yeah, like I remember
that anime is
downloading
everywhere.
these onto
Who has
my
time to watch it all?
iPod
Don't worry.
and
We'll help you out. That's
showing
why
it to
we're
people on the
here.
bus,
Think of us as like
which is probably a
superheroes,
bad move
anime
if I ever
style.
got caught.
You don't have to. Forget that part. Anyways, new episodes go up every 2 weeks. Thursday
Wow, they
nights,
really
8
don't go
p.m.
into much
Catch it on
detail. It's
iTunes
just
for
them talking
YouTube,
for
and of
about
course, go
5
animetv.com.
minutes.
For all of
That
us here
website
at
probably
Anime
doesn't
TV,
exist anymore.
I'm Johnny Young Bosch. Later. Anime TV, go!
So this is the exact reason
Neon Genesis
that
Evangelion.
What would you rather have?
Oh, boy.
A Gundam
But-
or a makeout session with a hot chick?
Johnny Young Bosch was a meme in my house.
There's another
another fashion type called
And it's-
fruits. It basically looks like you went into your closet
boy.
and decided that you wanted to wear all your favorite clothes at once, and you don't care if they match or not. So you just want to look awesome.
Are you coming on to me?
You know what? No.
This era of anime dubbing stuff was really embarrassing.
Watching it in Japanese, so
But-
I'm not watching that 4Kids crap.
I kind of miss it.
Sucks, doesn't it?
I still think they're coming on to me.
Just give me the Gundam.
Tsundere characters, they're just like really mean, but they get like really soft if you like know their weaknesses.
We both love it.
Dude, you're talking to a girl right now.
Stay true to your loves, okay? Never compromise.
Oh, this is so
No,
wild.
do compromise. If you
Kellogg's?
compromise. Compromise.
Oh, this was a blast from the past. I'm sorry that most of this was like unintelligible from me, but I'm gonna be real. While watching this, I've had so many memories flooding back to me of watching this over and over, showing my friends, telling them about how I wanted to get these anime DVDs, going to Best Buy and Toys R Us and looking for these DVDs because that was the only way to get them. HMV, I'm getting major goosebumps thinking about when I first found my Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya DVD. So it's like, these were really, you might see this as lame, but to like a young kiddo who's just discovering anime, this was something special. So going back to this and rewatching where I first learned about Fate in my life at the tender age of about 10 years old, you know, it's one of those things where it comes back around and you're like, it's kind of always been with me. And it's all thanks to Johnny Young Bosch. So thank you all for watching this. Next time, it's time to hop into Fate Zero. So see you next time, guys. Ciao.